If you are someone who is a perfectionist, there's one simple thing that I want you to do, and it is to be okay with making messy shit. Be okay with making decisions in which you still feel uncertainty. Being okay with taking some form of action to find a solution, even if you don't know that that's the right choice, because guess what? There is no right choice. Remember that with every time you do something, you get exposure, you're able to let go a little bit of that sort of wanting of control, because perfectionism is partially just wanting control. You want to get a very particular result. You want things to go a very specific way. And if they don't go that way, because you are a perfectionist, you have this attachment to the outcome, so it literally affects your emotional state. And it's a fucking toxic cycle. And I think that the reason why perfectionists exist is because at some point in time, we were judged because of the outcome of something that we did, either positively or negatively, right? Someone, when you were a little kid, maybe judged you because you didn't get, let's say, an A+. I don't know, maybe your parents had very high expectations of you. And if you didn't get an A+, even a B+, you would be in some shape or form punished, right? Well, now, when you do not get something perfect, subconsciously, you are expecting to get some form of punishment, which is why you have such a strong attachment to having the perfect outcome, which doesn't even exist, actually, because A+ maybe is not even perfect for someone else. Maybe someone else is like, oh, you got an A+, but you could have finished the test even faster. To that person, you still were not perfect. So what I'm saying is that perfection is subjective. And so it doesn't really exist. And so perfection is really just almost an illness, I would say, to want things to go perfectly, because it doesn't exist. It literally does not exist. You're hoping for something that is impossible. You're hoping for something that does not exist. Now, if you are someone who strives for excellence, that's different, right? Because excellence implies that you do everything you can to prepare, and when it comes to the day or the thing that you're going to do, you do it to the best of your ability on that given day, on that given moment. Now that's great, right? If you want to work for Apple and you know that it's very competitive to get the job at Apple, then that means, yeah, you should prepare the most you can, because there's a lot of other people trying to prepare for the same thing. And if you do your best in preparing, and when it comes to applying, and when it comes to showing up to the interview, yeah, you should do your best, and you should prepare your best. Because, hey, if that job is something that you deeply care about and you deeply want because of what the job is going to provide for you and what you're going to be able to provide for others because of the job, then of course you should try your best, right? And in general, you should try your best. I'm not making this video to say that you shouldn't try your best, that you should just live a mediocre life, that you shouldn't, reach to be your full potential. I'm all about reaching your full potential, but I believe that having a perfectionist mindset actually limits people from reaching their full potential. I genuinely believe that the less of a perfectionist you are, and the more of a progress over perfection oriented person you are, then that's even better. Because I rather, let's say, play the piano 5 minutes, 7 days a week, than play the piano just one day for 20 minutes, but I'm trying to do everything perfectly in those 20 minutes. It's almost like your mind, it just doesn't perform well under the concept of perfectionism. If I say I'm going to play pianos 5 minutes every day and just try my best, I'm not expecting for perfection, I'm just going to try my best, and I'm going to play 5 minutes every single day, it's like all of a sudden, it's like, well, I'm going to play every single day. It's only for 5 minutes, so it's not like I'm going to be torturing myself with, so much time where I don't feel like I can do it. And then also, I'm just going to try my best. Like, so which implies that when I show up to the keyboard, to the piano, it's about what is my best in that moment. If the night before I only slept 3 hours, then obviously my best is not going to be the same had I slept 8 hours. Right? So what I'm saying is try your best, give your best at everything you do, but don't expect perfection because it literally does not exist. And I am also not saying to not have goals. You should have goals, but set goals that are realistic for where you're at and that also has an end date. Because when you do not put an end date to a goal, then it's like by when are you going to get it done? And it also, by adding the end date to a goal, it also makes it so that way the realisticness of you accomplishing the goal is not based on what your potential is in your entire life. It's just what can you accomplish with the time frame that you set. And then from there, you set another goal. But anyways, that's a whole nother video. Anyways, I hope that this landed for you. I hope it brought some form of value. I'm going to start posting videos like this that are at least 5 minutes or longer on my channel. So if you like this video and you made it this far, make sure to subscribe. Comment if you have any questions for me or ideas for future videos. And make sure to like. All right, see you guys soon. Peace.